Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all staying warm inside. Hope you all caught the Spartans game last night because it was a doozy. My name's Ian Witherspoon. I'm your host, and I am Between Taorminas. Well, welcome to the program, ladies and gents.
We had our first day of track today.
We had our first day of track today. Spring is in the air, track is on the grass, and baseball's right around the corner. God bless America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God bless Canada.
God bless Canada.
God bless the USA.
Yeah. God bless the USA. We're all Americans here. We don't follow the Canadian Constitution.
You shut up. I follow it.
I know you do. So,
we had
all have a good
WrestleMania
weekend?
last night. Yes, it was a
I
good
didn't see
weekend.
that.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah. At Candlestick or the new place?
Yeah, Levi Stadium was
Levi
good.
Stadium.
It was good actually.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people were talking about it to me today.
You watched it?
I heard about it on Twitter.
Okay.
Really happy of the ending. Yes, really happy.
Why? Who won?
I'm not gonna tell.
Why?
I want people to watch it. Yeah.
Okay. You gonna tell me who won?
Yeah.
Oh, fine. All right. Well, the NCAA tourney rolls on, and Wisconsin laid the smackdown on Arizona.
Yep.
Scored a lot of points.
Top my bracket.
Wisconsin scored a lot of points, but they scored 80.
Yep. Kentucky should have lost.
Kentucky from the corner for the win. It was long.
Yeah, that was long.
Notre Dame lost on a long shot.
Yep.
Harrison twins scored the free throws.
Yep.
Won the game.
Harrison, yep.
And then we had a heavyweight fight between Patino and Izzo.
Well, I forgot Duke and Gonzaga.
Whatever. Duke won by what? 12, 11, something like that?
Yes.
I hate Duke.
Nah,
I hate
like me either. I hate Gonzaga in the Final Four.
Did you really?
Yes,
I
did.
wish.
I am a championship game actually.
You had them beaten who?
I
Sparties?
beaten Duke, yeah.
So who'd you have Spartans going out to?
Northern Iowa.
What a bracket. What a bracket. I thought that Louisville Spartans game was one of the better games I've seen in a while.
Actually, it was a good game.
Especially the second half of the second half was just great stuff.
Well, Michigan State outscored Louisville 33-25 in that second half.
They were down 8.
We were down 8, yep. Forced overtime. I don't know what it is with Michigan State. I don't know. I mean, like, this was a team left for dead in early March.
Until the Big Ten tournament.
Until the Big Ten tournament,
around.
yes.
Yep.
You know, when they lost that tough one to Wisconsin, they didn't look good against Wisconsin in overtime. They looked
Not
like
in overtime.
They did not. I mean, like, this is a different
Wisconsin
team.
was overtime, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
but they didn't look good in overtime. It looked better.
This was a different.
that
This is a
game.
different Michigan State team than we've seen them in the season. You know, they looked like they were a bunch of lost puppies until the tournament, and then that's when they started. They should have lost their second round game to Georgia. That was a game they gave. That almost gave that one away.
Yeah.
But you got to give this group a lot of credit. You know, Travis Trice has played very well. Denzel Valentine's played well in spurts, but the wild card, the X factor, I think in this, you know, Ant says it's Travis Trice. I think it's Brendan Dawson, because Dawson is the key. He's your 4. You know, he plays that very well. He plays. I think he was the difference in that game, shutting down Montez Harrell. Harrell coming in, he was the best power forward in the country.
He looked like it in the first half.
He looked like it in the first half, and then he didn't have a point in the second half. In the second half, he only had 2 points the rest of the way.
Got stripped a couple times by Dawson.
Yeah, got stripped a couple times, but Louisville was, I thought, exactly who I thought they were, and they were not a good jump shooting team. You know, I think they were playing on house money, in my opinion.
Ant, make the case for Trice. Why is he the X factor? I tend to agree with you, I think.
Look how he's played. If you look at when he controls the game, he ends up he's the key that controls the car. He's the key.
straw that stirs the drink.
Mm-hmm. he's you look at it, feels like the Spartans have been riding on him. It feels like that they've been much more into, they're feeding off of Trice's energy. Obviously, Trice is a senior. But also...
He's been to this rodeo before.
Right.
He's got a lot of playing time under his belt.
But also, you look, he's healthy too. But also, Michigan State is also playing loose. Nothing to lose. When you have that feeling of you're playing loose and have nothing to lose, you're having fun, you're going to win games. Everybody's cutting you out, chip on his shoulder, but you're also playing loose. Also, that team, that family orient that Izzo always has is there. And it always has been there.
This might be the biggest year.
This was the most unexpected year.
People credit Izzo, but really you got to credit the players. And Izzo's going to be the first one to tell you that. Mm-hmm. It's the player's game. He's just going along with the ride.
Well, when you look at Michigan State, this was a team that was not supposed to be hitting the Final Four. This was a team that...
Were they supposed to be in the Sweet
16?
They
were not supposed to be in the Sweet 16. You know what I mean? Actually, they knocked off Virginia. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Then you kind of had an idea of where this was going to go. But
we mentioned it last week. Remember when I said the possibility of getting to the Final Four after beating Virginia? Mm-hmm. You look at Oklahoma, you look at Louisville. Those were two games the Spartans could get. Mm-hmm. But you look at it, too, at the same time, when players will play harder for coaches they love. And they love Tom Izzo. And it shows. It really, really shows. So now Michigan State's in this position because of their hard work, especially in the NCAA tournament, and that they want to win it. They want to win it for the university. They want to win it for Izzo. They want to win it for the alumni. They want to win it for
each other.
Yeah, each other.
Looking at the two benches yesterday when it was getting close, we were going to overtime. Mm-hmm. You could see the hunger on the state bench, and you could see Louisville's. They weren't as into it. Mm-mm. They didn't have their arms linked. Mm-hmm. They weren't jumping up at every timeout. Mm-mm. They weren't screaming at every shot. So it really shows you the motivation, really shows you the intensity on the Spartan sideline.
When you look at Michigan State,
I think Denzel Valentine has a lot to do with it.
You know who else has a lot to do with that? Costello, because he fouled out. Oh, yeah. He's the first one up at every timeout.
And then Gavin Schilling fouled out late, but you can look at I like what Izzo's been doing with Costello and Schilling. He's virtually made like one player. Right. You know what I mean? Because they both got 5 fouls each season, But also I think the emergence, Michigan State's not in the position. Another guy who's been a huge X factor, I'll be honest with you, is Brian Forbes. You know what I mean? Transfer from Cleveland State.
He can shoot it.
He can shoot it, yeah. But this Michigan State team was left for dead. Mm-hmm. And nobody came a chance, and then all of a sudden, look where Michigan State sat now. They have a chance to play Duke on Saturday night.
And our thoughts on Duke on Saturday night?
I think Michigan State beats them. I really do. Because I think Michigan State beats Duke.
Are you serious?
They played them once before.
Okay.
And, of course, here's why. The difference in that game, I think it's going to be Denzel Valentine. Because you look at that matchup, Duke doesn't have an answer for Valentine in that matchup. I just think in the end of the day, because you got Brendan Dawson going up against Jameer Okafor, and then you got Duke's got a very good point guard. And I think that when you look at the game, I just think that I think Michigan State's going to beat Duke, and I think they're going to go to the next championship.
That would be nice. Ant, do you agree?
Kentucky's the team to beat, but if the one team that can beat Kentucky, it's Wisconsin. I do see Michigan State beating Duke. I don't. If Michigan State can beat Virginia, who was better than Duke this season, I think they'll beat Duke.
Mm-hmm. What do we think about a Big Ten final?
That'll be fun.
Is it possible?
Jim Delaney will be laughing and dancing.
Yep.
If that happens.
Well, he'll be crying because Ohio State's not in it. But
no, he'll be dancing because two of his teams are in there.
Yeah,
they're in the Final Four, but two of his.
And they said it was a down year for the Big Ten. Are you kidding me?
Well, internally it kind of was. We'll see what happens. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about a little Tigers baseball here on Between Taorminas.
Hi guys, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Leanne.
10 from Talk Juicy.
Be sure to tune into our show.
Yes, for the latest on fashion, celebrity gossip, and girl talk.
Tune in Wednesdays nights at 6:30 p.m.
And Friday nights at 9 p.m.
on Comcast Channel 10
and AT&T Uverse Channel 99. And remember, always speak your truth and talk juicy.
Welcome back to Talk Juicy. I'm between Taorminas here on ONTV. Brought to you by Nestle Pure Life Water. Boys,
Talk Juicy?
listen.
Come on.
You don't like that show? I think it's good. I like the gossip. I like the.
Once I get it, I'm calling them out. Once I
why
get my
can't you
lint
call them out
done.
right now?
I'm on lint.
Call them out now.
I'm on lint.
Call them out now.
Lint.
All right. What'll happen if you do it and you're on Lent?
I'd be very upset. It'd be sad.
The Lord will be sad.
I know.
Okay. So, 1 week from today is a national championship game
Mm-hmm.
for basketball.
Yeah.
But before that, it's the Tigers' opening day against the Minnesota Twins.
Mm-hmm.
And we will not have a show that week because
Somebody's at opening day.
you guys will be in Detroit.
No, I will not.
You will
be.
have had too many Mike's Hard Lemonades.
Nope.
And you won't be able to talk straight.
Nope. I will not be in Detroit on opening day.
No?
Nope. And I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
I will tell you why this Tiger team has got disaster written over it.
Here we go.
Here's why. Your bullpen.
What about
I heard the Tigers made some cuts. Cut Matt Holliday.
Brian Holiday?
Brian
yeah.
Holiday.
Matt Holiday plays for the Cardinals.
And then they cut, I mean, like, but you seriously, look at this bullpen. This bullpen's awful. This bullpen, they can't do anything about it. Joe Nathan's still on the team.
Do we know how he did today? I didn't check the box score today.
I heard he didn't do well.
You didn't hear anything.
No,
Yeah, you didn't hear anything.
nope. But this bullpen's got disaster written all over it. I've been hearing rumors about 3 lefties possibly coming in to the system. That's disaster written all over it for this team. This Tiger team's got doom written all over it.
I'm going to make one prediction for you.
Watch.
Your friend, the Big Pasta, Alfredo Simon, he will be shipped to the bullpen soon-ish.
Who do you think will be starting?
Kyle Lobstein.
Why Lopsy?
I just think he's groomed to be a starter. I think he'll be in the rotation eventually. Other than that, I don't got a lot for you. I think this team's pretty well set.
I think this team's pretty well set for disaster, especially because they got to play 28 of their 35 against AL Central teams. They got a series with the Yankees early in the year, in April and May. So this team's in a lot of trouble. Start the year.
And let's talk about the positives. What do you think of this team's lineup? Talk to me about this lineup.
You look at this lineup, you've got, it starts at the top. It starts with Cabrera. You got V-Mart.
Let's rewind it. Let's say a righty's on the mound, and you got Ghosts leading off. There's your speed.
Mm-hmm.
There's your bag stealer. If he gets on, it's Havoc, followed up by a pro, Ian Kinsler. Okay?
I like his game.
He's a ball player. He's a good ball player. Then you got Miguel Cabrera, the greatest hitter on the planet. And you got Victor Martinez, his Bash brother. And you got J.D. Martinez, who is still hitting well in spring, only hit 325 or 315 last year. Then you got Cespedes, who can't go the opposite way. But today, in a spring training game, he did go for an opposite field solo shot. Looked great. Then you got some X factors. Castellanos. Hopefully a big year for him.
Nope.
The platoon with McCann and Avila. That is a strength. I think that's a
who's
strength. Iggy Iglesias.
You think you look at this team.
I like that lineup.
What makes you think they're going to beat Chicago? What makes you think they're going to beat Cleveland? And what makes you think they're going to beat Kansas City? They ain't going to beat those teams. Especially if those teams are going to have to deal. They have lefties in their lineup. You know.
I'm scared.
And what's the Tigers' weakness? They are not as good against lefties. Actually, against righties. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, Mr. Witherspoon. This bullpen is going to be a disaster for this team. Joe and Nathan will be gone. And, of course, the Tigers have no other options to look at with closer and the bullpen. None.
You don't think Joaquin Soria
Nope.
has ever been a good closer or could ever be a good closer?
And they got Bruce Rondon, who's likely going to start in Toledo, which is a disappointment.
Let him stretch out a little bit.
He ain't going to stretch out. They need him in the majors right now.
He had Tommy John a year ago.
He needs to be in
Takes
the
sometimes
majors.
2 years.
He needs to be in the majors.
He will
He
be.
needs to be in the majors.
Let him get
Right
his
now.
feet. Let him get
If
his
he's
sea
in the
legs.
majors right now, this team's got a chance. Right now, they got no chance.
It's April. There's 6 more months of baseball.
They won't make the playoffs. Especially when you look at the AL. Because you got Baltimore. You got the Yankees.
Baltimore.
You got, and then of course you got the AL Central. And then you got Oakland. You got Anaheim. This is going to be a...
What about Seattle?
And you got Seattle. Of course, with your favorite pitcher, King Felix, on that team. And of course, we got your Kansas City Royals, who went to the World Series last year. Let's not forget that. And then you got the Cleveland Indians, led by Tito. And then you got the Chicago White Sox, who's reloaded. This is going to be a good year for those 3 teams. The Tigers are a 4th-place team in the American League Central, not making the playoffs.
You're calling your shot right now?
You call it? No, not yet.
When else are you going to do it? Season starts in a week. You got to call it now. Are you saying 4th place?
Are you saying
AL
4th place?
Central.
4th place.
4th place?
AL Central.
Put it down right now. Just say 4th place.
Well, you're
AL
going to owe me dinner.
Why?
Why? Because Pistons ain't going to the playoffs.
We're not talking about the Pistons.
I'm talking about the
The
Stones.
Tigers will not make the playoffs this year. Too many deep teams in AL Central.
Who's deep?
Too many deep teams in the American League, sorry. I mean, the Central is
Boston.
better. The Central
better.
is better. Yes.
Better.
You can't deny that. You got Cleveland, you got Chicago, you got Kansas City. They improved their team. As I've said before, the standard of the Central is still the Tigers. You still got to beat the Tigers.
Until proven otherwise.
Have the Royals done that? No.
Not yet. We'll see.
The Royals
think
have
they're gonna
got
do it.
a bullpen. Tigers have no bullpen.
There's several facets to a baseball game.
Yeah.
You got to play 6 innings at least before you get to the bullpen. All right? So if you're hanging your hat on your bullpen, you're not going to win many ball games. That being said,
They got a bullpen. Tigers have no bullpen.
the Tigers bullpen, we saw and we've
Didn't
seen for
Verlander
years
get
what
injured?
happens. He's a little tweaked. Hurt the triceps.
Yeah,
Hurt
yeah.
the triceps. You know what? The Tigers, I think the bullpen, it can potentially come around. They've got some young arms. They didn't make any big flashy free agent signings, but they brought in some young arms. They brought in some insurance. They brought in a competition. And they have Joaquin Soria, who is the ultimate insurance policy for Bruce Rondon or for Joe Nathan. You don't see him succeeding in a role as a closer?
He's going to give up runs. He's going to put stress on you. I think Bruce Rondon is going to be the closer of this team.
Do you think he's going to finish it out as a closer?
I think Bruce Rondon will finish the year out as the closer. And Joe Nathan will be
Sitting
a
at
free
home on the
agent.
couch.
Sitting at home on the couch, yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, I wouldn't be too sad about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you got? Call your shot.
What would you do, Ian, if the Tigers actually finished 4th? This is what Sammy's predicting.
What would I do? I don't know what I would do. Probably unspeakable things.
Well, it looks like you're already
started
owing
off-
Sammy some dinner.
By kidnapping you, putting you somewhere.
I'll be hungry for my Olive Garden dinner with the Pistons not making the playoffs.
We'll be right back.
Hi guys! I'm Leanne from Talk Juicy. Be sure to tune into our show.
Yes, for the latest on fashion, celebrity gossip, and girl talk.
Tune in Wednesdays nights at 6:30 p.m.
And Friday nights at 9 p.m.
on Comcast Channel 10
and AT&T Uverse Channel 99. And remember, always speak your truth and talk juicy.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas, where we're about to get juicy.
Shap!
Let's get juicy, boys.
No.
All right, first things first,
Wait a
I'm going to
minute.
do a call out here.
Wait.
My call out, I'm going to do a call out here. My call out is going to involve a show that is called Talk Juicy. Why? Simple.
He
Look,
just beat me with a punch.
look, you know, we hear about your show. We hear about the things
He
that
just
it's done.
beat me with a
We've
punch.
heard that you talk about fashion. We hear you talking about gossip and all that. Look, all I think of it is just a copycat of what I talk about in my call-outs. You know, the reality of it is that, look, I really think Talk Juicy got their ideas from when I would go and call outs. Pat Ronan would actually agree with me on this. Talk Juicy, do me a favor. Talk Juicy, do me a favor. You want your own show. You got your own show. I know you're doing good things, but at the same time,
Take it to
BT's
Oxford.
still the standard bearer when it comes to the shows on ONTV. Just like History Now and OA Now. BT is the standard bearer of ONTV.
So you're seeing these guys getting a little cocky. You want
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to tell them what's going on right now?
Oh, yeah. Set the standard straight.
Well, what's that? You
Sam?
beat me in a punch!
Sam, you got a little time to think about a call out.
Yeah, I got a couple more weeks.
All right, but there is a juicy topic, and it's a goalie controversy in Detroit.
Yes.
Nothing more juicy than that, eh?
You know, I would draft Bill Reese to play goalie for the Detroit Red Wings. Here's why. Here's why. Bill Reese would play goalie for the Detroit Red Wings. Because he would give up at least 6 or 7 goals a game and in a hockey game. This is why I think Bill Reese would look very good as a goalie for the Detroit Red Wings. It's because teams will score goals on him easily. Easily. He would. He would put you in, and you'd give up at least 10 goals.
I'm a brick wall, baby.
No, you're not a brick wall.
I'm a brick
Bill Reese
wall.
would give up 9 goals
You're
a
not a
game.
brick wall.
I'm
I
a
agree
brick
with you
wall.
on that, Sammy. You're not a brick wall. Yay! You remember you were a teddy bear. You were a teddy bear. And then, of course, let's look at it. You were a teddy bear. Let's look at it here. Jimmy Howard should be gone. Peter Mrazek should be gone. I mean, why not bring in you and Bill Reese to play goalie? You'll give up at least 20 goals a game. What about E? And Eric Jennings, he'll give up at least 8 a game.
I thank God every day that neither one of you two are running one of my beloved sports franchises. Because
Isn't it great if the Red Wings did not make the playoffs? Wouldn't it be great?
that's not a reality. The reality is they're going to make the playoffs, and the reality is they need a goalie to step up.
Well, right
Who's
now,
gonna
here's
step
the
up?
realistic thing: if they don't have a goalie who steps up and who doesn't, and especially if you notice the trend, the Wings suck against mediocre teams. I mean, suck against mediocre teams. You look at they can't beat the Florida Panthers, they can't beat the New York Islanders. They can beat the good teams like the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens, but they sure as heck cannot beat the New York Islanders or Florida Panthers. One thing the Wings have always struggled with, Ian, and you know this so well, is the Wings are not consistent. They struggle against the Sisters of the Poor and against good teams that play well.
They play low with their competition.
Yeah, I know, they do.
Here's the thing.
It's the truth.
Can I ask you guys a question?
You can't deny that.
What defines consistency more than making the playoffs for 23 straight years? Tell me. Nothing. That's as consistent as it gets.
No, but if you look at it here, first round exit for you this year. First round exit.
It's better than not making the playoffs. Dallas.
I'll make it.
You won't make it.
Got six to play. They got 6.6 to play. I think his is 4 points with 7 to play. So I'm fine. We're fine. Just gotta have Winnipeg keep losing.
All right. In all seriousness, you watched this team. I know you've watched this team.
Nope.
Who's the goalie? If the playoffs start tomorrow, you're
Mrazek.
Mike Babcock.
Mrazek.
Howard.
Why?
Because you still have to go with experience. You still have to rely on experience. And Jimmy Howard has experience in these big games.
You would trust him? Would you trust him?
Yes. I think because the experience of being in those big games. And you gotta look at the Wings defense is not good.
It's been poor.
It's been, I mean, it hasn't been good for years.
Well, it's hard to find a
It
good
hasn't been
defenseman
good
in
since
the NHL.
Lidstrom left.
It's been
It's hard to find
average since
It's
he's
hard
been-
to find a good
below
defenseman in the
average.
NHL. It's hard to find a good defenseman in the NHL. You know what I
It
mean?
is, and it's hard to find 6 of them, let alone 1.
Well, let's look at it here. Of course, Dallas has a hard time finding a defenseman. Detroit has a hard time finding a defenseman. You know, this has been a huge situation where if you don't have that true, solid number 1 defenseman, you're not going to win games, and your goalie's going to have a lot of goals. And it looks like right now, the Detroit defense has been struggling lately, and of course, it's leading to goals, and it's leading to them struggling in games.
They're not limiting shots like they were earlier in the year.
No.
When they were rolling, teams weren't getting shots on net. They don't score goals that way.
They've been inconsistent.
Very inconsistent.
Very inconsistent.
It's a long season.
No excuse.
It's a long season.
You're trying to make excuses.
They've hit a poor spot. We'll
Yeah,
see
but-
what happens. They're a good hockey team.
First round exit. First round exit.
If they draw Montreal,
Yep.
then they're probably going to be out in the first round. They could potentially beat Tampa.
Well, they've shown that they can beat Tampa.
They've only won 1 game against Tampa this year. Out
They
of
can
4.
compete with Tampa.
They can compete. It's got to take a hot.
Why
somebody's
is
gotta
it,
get hot.
hey, Ian, wasn't the Wings supposed to dominate the East? Why are
No.
they sucking against mediocre teams like Montreal and Tampa?
Montreal
team.
is the best team in the NHL.
Yeah.
Tampa
No, you're talking
is
about the
like
Islanders
third
and the
best.
Florida Panthers? Yeah, that's bad.
Islanders are not a mediocre team. They've struggled the last month or so. but they're not a
Panthers, you
mediocre
can't
team.
beat Florida.
Panthers are not a mediocre
You
team.
can't beat Florida.
They struggled early, but they're a better
You
team now.
can't beat Florida. That's inexcusable. Especially if having to play a team located in a southern climate like Sunrise, Florida, and losing.
To a team like that.
You know what I'm hearing? Jealousy.
I'm not jealous.
Jealousy.
Jealousy is
What would-
for losers.
What would you two give up for your teams, the Avalanche and the Stars, to have the playoff run and the 2 decades of
Stars
success?
are going in the right direction. So
What
I'm not
would you
too
give
worried.
up?
Nothing.
You'd give up nothing.
Stars are going in the right direction.
You wouldn't chop off your arm and
Nope.
donate it?
Nope. Nope. Nope.
And to have a team, a program, a family like the Red Wings, you'd give up nothing.
I'm proud of the Abs. I'm proud of what Claude Lemieux did to Chris Draper. I'm proud of that he beat up Darren McCarty.
Well, I seem to remember that fight a little differently. I remember,
I'm proud that Patrick Waugh beat up Mike Vernon, Chris Osgood, and Dominic Hasek was afraid of him. Hey, truth is truth.
Truth
Reality
is
is
not
reality.
the truth. The reality is reality. The truth is truth. But your reality is false.
So you say. So do a million of other idiotic Red Wing fans who are nothing more than mediocre has-bites. Who just care about, they don't, you know how I feel. They don't
I
care
love
about
this
their,
debate. It's a
oh,
good debate.
frickin', they don't,
For another day.
for another day.
Hey, we'll get into it. Playoff hockey's coming up. April in the D, folks. Baseball, playoff hockey.
Pistons are going to playoffs.
Me
All right, everybody.
me and
Goodbye.
Sammy eating at Olive Garden.
All right, goodbye.
Thanks,
See you in 2
everybody.
weeks.